What's up, Matt Plapp? We are live talking about some restaurant marketing results. I'm going to show you what me and my team do each day to evaluate some of our campaigns running. But first, I want to say welcome back. I was on vacation for about 10 days, and I think this is the first time I went live in a while. So we're back, we're ready for action. You can see on my left, I was going to say my left, a little screenshot, and I'm going to make that bigger so that you can see more information. And what we do is I'm going to walk you through, this is an email that we get every day. So all of our clients, I've blocked out some of the names of the restaurants. I've got a whole variety of types of restaurants. But if you do happen to see a restaurant name or you see, you figure it out, do me a favor, do not go and opt in to that restaurant's program. You can come to me. You can go to the link in the post, roiexperts.net. You can go to our page and go through all of our demos. It does exactly what happens here. But I want to walk you through these and talk about what I'm seeing, because what we do is every day our system emails me and my team, 3 of us total, I guess, on this part of it, every client. And it comes through just like this. You can see this is straight from my inbox. This is for a Smokehouse. And it has a couple things we're looking at. Number one, and it has the prior day, yesterday. The second part, it has 7-day, then 30-day, then month to date. And then below it has the lifetime values. Now, this is an interesting time. We're coming out of COVID-19. A lot of our clients were very limited capacity, zero dining for a while. And I'm going to go through and talk about each one of these clients and give you some insight to what we look for and how we look for it and what we're looking for. So number one, this is a Smokehouse. This is a restaurant of ours that's been with us, I want to say, since October, November of last year. They are a barbecue joint, and they were closed for dine-in up until about 2 weeks ago. So they were closed 2 weeks of March, all April, all May. And that's probably the story with most of them, so I won't go into that with all of them. They actually had a record April. And a couple things we look at here on this, because what we're doing, all of our marketing does 3 things. The first thing we're doing is attention-getting ads, very strong call to actions. And we're looking for the far right, our ad spend, to generate a good opt-in percentage. A good number for a casual dining restaurant like this is $1 per opt-in. So every dollar on ad spend, we should get an opt-in over here. You can see yesterday, $4.88 spent, 20 opt-ins. That's pretty freaking good. That's 25-cent opt-ins if I think my math is doing me correct. You can see here, 30-day, 122, 275, and then $60, 206. The redemptions aren't necessarily a product of the ad spend, because we have people that opt in, maybe let's say June 1st, and they get their offer and they get a reminder on June 7th. They don't come in. They get a reminder on June 14th. They finally come in, and they go through a series of offers. That's the second part we do. We deliver a call to action, a promotion that they can use. A couple things I want to highlight there. This morning I met with a new client, and we were talking, and he was talking about some ads they did on Facebook that generated 30% increase in sales the last couple of weeks. And I said, that's great. The problem with that is that you have nothing to show for that, meaning you have no data, meaning that if you want those same results, you got to go pay Facebook again. Our goal is to pay Facebook and Instagram once to get that person. And then in the future, use our automation that we have set up, what I call our smart email, our smart text, our smart messenger, and even some retargeting to get people into the restaurant promotions. And then the final step of what we do is converting them from promotions to nurturing. And what I mean by that is I don't want to keep giving people promotions all the time, because a lot of times, like this restaurant, all I need to see is some amazing ribs coming out of a smoker to remind me what I missed this week and go eat there. So that's the lowdown we do. Let's dig into these clients. Let's look at some things here. So ad spend to opt-in is stellar. Unbelievable. The fact that we got yesterday 4-to-1, every dollar we spent, we got 4 opt-ins. I'll take that all day long. Same down here, it's 3-to-1 on 30-day. Month to date is looking really strong. Then redemptions we're looking at. One thing I'm working on adding to this is going to have the percentage from the running percentage of yesterday's percentage numbers. Because you can see down here, this client's got a 15% running total since they've been in our program. That's pretty strong. 12 to 15% is where we should be with barbecue. I'd like to get closer to 20. We'll see how that happens once we get 2 or 3 months under our belt with COVID. These guys were like 18 before. We can see total sales, 24,000 to 5,800 and spend. Our goal on this spend is to be 2 to 3 to 1 on sales on the front end, because I want this cost to be covered by our sales. The gravy of the program is the fact that this is a restaurant, a one-location smokehouse that has 4,146 opt-ins in a database now that they can talk to at will when they want to, of which we already know it's driven 932 visits. So 25% of the 25% of the opt-ins, well, I guess that's not right, 15% have redeemed. That's generated about a quarter of the type of visits, basically, I guess is what I'm trying to say there. So let's look at the next one. Let's go to the next one here. Why can't I don't have any arrows here? I used to have an arrow there. Give me a second. There we go. So the next one, let me go out of my screen and make sure you're seeing what I'm seeing. This is a chicken tender joint, and it's not showing. Oh, I know why. Hold on. Let me stop the share here. It's sharing a specific folder. Application window. Photos. Okay, this should work now. Maybe not. Technical difficulties, people. Application window. Maybe this is the screen I need to share. Computer's not like, I guess I got to share every single picture when I do it. So hang on. Application window. Oh, never mind. I was sharing my entire screen. There we go. So if I go out of this, this will show this. And I'm going to get on my phone real quick and make sure I'm not losing my mind to make sure this is showing it. Let's see. See if we got it right here. So, okay, cool. Okay, cool. So we got it. So this is a chicken tender joint. This is a one location, non-franchise. Think of Raising Cane's, but this is a one location brand, local. And the unique thing about this client is they turned all ads off. Like the last client I showed you didn't turn their ads off. This client turned off all ads the third week of March. And so you can see no ad spend over here and very little opt-ins. 30 days, we've had 18 people that have come in organically through stuff on the Facebook page. We've had 129 redemptions though. So that's pretty solid. The fact that we aren't getting anybody new in, but we've gotten $1,500 in sales in the past month just from people that were already in the program months ago. They haven't had an opt-in, like a hardcore opt-in as far as a push in 3 months. I mean, think about it, almost all of March, April, May, June. Here we are coming up on 3 months and a week that they probably haven't run a single ad. I think it's right around when it happened. You look down here at the bottom. This is what really gets me, though. Really exciting. Even with COVID-19, they're at a lifetime. They've been in our program for 2 years now. They've got 6,000 people in the program. They've had 5,700 redemptions. So 6,000 people have come in 5,700 times. Some customers have come in twice, some 5, some 6. They have a loyalty card that we use, a punch card, but they've had a 44% redemption. They've spent $12,000 and gotten $42,000 on the front end. And the key aspect of that is understanding down here, this bottom right corner, your acquisition costs. I can tell this customer, they say, Matt, we want to get our customer count up 300 visits a month. I say, okay, well, if we want to get new customers, it's going to cost us $471. If we want to get existing customers, it's going to cost us nothing. So knowing what it costs you to acquire a new customer is key. But look at that, 44%. Direct mail commonly brags about 2%, 3%, 4%. 44% of the people who interacted with their social media ads, who opted in, have walked into this restaurant. Okay, let's go to the next one. This is a brand new client, and this is a cool one to show you because this has nothing major happening with it. This is a healthy restaurant, I would call it, a bowl, the acai bowls and smoothies, things like that. They just started in our program. I think it was 2 weeks. Let's see, 30 days, 30. I think it was the last week of May. So they've been live about 2.5 weeks to 3 weeks. And you can see they've spent on this far right over here $91. Now, someday the prior day doesn't show up correctly. Sometimes pulls in late, depends on the different timestamps. So sometimes we have to ignore that. But if you look at 7 days, $20 spend, 112 opt-ins, $91 spent, 508 opt-ins. Do the math on that. They spent basically $100 and got 500 opt-ins. 56 people have walked in and spent $1,000. This is a brand new client. These clients are actually in a special program we're launched that if you're interested, you can private message me to see if you qualify. It's a bailout program for restaurants that were distressed that need some help. But this is 3 weeks, 510 opt-ins, and already 11% have walked in and spent $1,000. I love seeing that. I wanted to show you some variety here because I don't want you all to look at the exact same thing. So I don't know why this one didn't save bigger. You can't really read it. I apologize. But this is a pizza location on a college campus. And, man, these numbers are blurry to me even. I don't know what happened here. But it's got in the past 30 days, it's done $2,000 in sales, 231 ad spend, 149 opt-ins. Why I wanted to show this one was 149 opt-ins on a campus that's not open. They don't open back up for a few months, but we have to skip this one because you can barely see it. Hopefully I don't have many more that were saved incorrectly. Okay, here we go. This is a fast casual pizza location. This is in Texas. And looking at their program, it's doing pretty decent. I'd like to see the sales a little higher, but they had some restrictions they were dealing with. And what's happened with COVID-19 with some of our programs is some of our clients were running better promotions than we had in our redemption program because of trying to drive business. And so there weren't necessarily a lot of redemptions. In this case, you can see 30 days, the client has spent $235.99, 396 opt-ins, 86 redemptions, 1,700 in sales. You can see down here year to date, they actually started a couple months prior to COVID. I guess early in the year, but $7,000 cost, 12,000 in sales, 15% redemption. These guys were hit pretty hard by COVID, and the program for like 2 months didn't have a whole lot of action, but it still did some good stuff. You can see 3,200 opt-ins and 589 redemptions. But once this thing gets rocking, you can see that, come June, July, August, with them being out of all the restrictions here in the near future, having 396 people in the past 30 days give us our information and building that is going to be key to growing their business in the future. This is a little different look. This is actually one of our new dashboard we're fine-tuning and testing. This is, what restaurant is this? Let me look. I got to go by memory here. Okay, this is a one-location, non-franchise pizza restaurant up in the north, and they just opened up last week. This column down here is blank reviews because we're not doing a review program with them. But you can see their lifetime results, 17,000 in trackable sales. They started with us last May. They used a starter program we had for 3 months, and they upgraded. And they upgraded again in November. So twice they've upgraded and done more business with us. But you can see on this one, 17 grand in sales. Down here in the cost, they've spent 3,000 with us in marketing. They have a opt-in count of 2,600. We actually didn't start collecting phone number and birthday for them until about halfway into their program. We had because they were doing a different program and they upgraded. So you can see we're at 2,400 emails, 1,100 phone, 1,200 birthday. Then you look down here. This is a cool element. This is something new we've added to our dashboard. Is we survey the customers after they redeem to find out, are you a new customer? Are you a frequent customer? Are you a lost customer? What frequent and lost means is frequent is I eat every week or every 2 weeks. Lost means I eat every few months or rarely. And you can see in this case, this client, and that's wild that they've got the exact, that wasn't the exact here today, but it just happens to be the fact that the numbers are pretty close. But you can see they've got 42% of lost and 15% of new. So they got almost, 60% almost, somewhere in the neighborhood, 58% of customers have said that they're not frequent customers. So that's an important factor to look in when you're judging your marketing. This one might be too small also. Yeah, this is another one. I don't know what I saved wrong here. This is a pizza location in Florence, Kentucky. This is I can't. 8,700 in cost, 47,000 in sales. In the past month, I'm not even going to pretend to read that. So we're going on to the next one. There we go. See what we got here, which client this is. Okay, this is a one location mom and pop pizza. They're mainly dine-in, but they do an okay amount of delivery. That's what they really transitioned to. They actually opened up for lunch during COVID-19. They weren't open for lunch before that. So that was new. But you can see, last 7 days, $60 spent, 40 opt-ins. That's not too bad right now. It's $1 an opt-in there. For the month, 30 days to date, $277, $281. They've had, in the last week, they had $726 in sales, $2,500 in sales in the past 30 days. Down here, redemption. Now, what we'll try and look at here is by real quick on the ad spend. We'd like to see that flip-flop. I'd like to see, $40 spend and 60 opt-ins. So what I'll have my team do is look to see the campaign objective we're running. Is it a send a message? Is it a comment campaign? We'll look at the different demographics. Are men or women outperforming? Are younger or older? And we'll go through there because sometimes our ads will have upwards of 16 ad sets. Sometimes they'll have 2. And if there's an opportunity to eliminate some people that maybe are costing us more than the other ones, then we'll do that. But you can see lifetime. This client, I want to say, started late last summer. $6,600 spent, $22,000 in sales. 20% redemption rate. This is actually pretty solid for what we're the ideal one location pizza shop. 2,300 opt-ins, 20% redemption, 22,000 in sales, 6,600 in cost. We know that 20,000 in sales is going to be 80 grand annually. And what is this annual impact? Annual impact is when we ask the client, hey, is it fair to say that if we get you somebody's information, and whether they're a new customer, an average customer, or a great customer, but now you have their way to contact them, can we impact their purchasing decisions 6 times a year that we wouldn't have got before? And for a brand new customer, you might get them 15 to 20 times a year. For a great customer, you might get them extra 4. We average it at 6 and say, okay, if we get those people back 6 times a year, that's 80 grand in annual impact for a $6,000 spend. Let's just say Matt is off his rocker and that 80 grand is actually 40 grand. Well, that would still, I think you'd probably still spend 6,600 for 40 grand in sales. Let's go to the next one. This is look and see the name here. Cost. I'll look here real quick. I see the name. One location, pizza restaurant, sit down. Oh, this is a brand new client. This client is 6 weeks old. These guys are crushing it. Look at these numbers. The last 7 days, $50.29 spent, 88 opt-ins, 41 redemptions for $1,282. Look at the 30-day. They started, I think, the first week of May. So we're probably at 5 weeks right now. They've got, actually, no, it would be longer than that because 30-day would be, it started the first week of May because they had a huge first week. They're at 926 opt-ins total, but they're at 350 the last 30 days, 143 opt-ins. $5,700 in sales. Here's the part I want you to just digest, though, is this down here. They've had 926 people opt in since early May. I'll just say May 1st, make it easy. It's 6 weeks, but I think it was May 9th when they went live. 926 people have given us their information. They've spent $1,400 between our cost and ad spend to get this. They've gotten $12,000 in sales. 30% of the people who opted in the last 6 weeks have walked into this business and spent money. $5.25 acquisition cost. That is crazy. Okay. This one I think is going to be hard to read too based on the size. Yeah, that one, we're going to get out of that one. I hope this one's good because this is a brand new test client. Yeah, it's cool. So this is a buffalo wing brand, and they just started with us, I think, 2 weeks ago. I think they've been live 2 weeks because they started, like right around the end of Memorial Day that week. So they've spent $29 on ads the last 7 days, 46 opt-ins, 5 redemptions, 137 in sales. Nothing to write home there about. This is a casual dining wing place. and they're at limited capacity on seating. So we knew we were going to have some struggles there. But our goal is to get good opt-ins right now because we're trying to build up a database for July and August to help these places rebound. The last 30 days, which is about 3 weeks, is $118 spent, 197 on opt-ins, 355 on sales, 16 redeems. One thing we found out on their redemptions was they weren't redeeming right. They're at 8% redemption. And we can look in the back of our software and we can see if people, because there's steps, there's 2 redemption buttons and there's a dollar amount where they enter. We can see if they haven't completed that. Well, I looked at it and it looked like 10 to 15 people hadn't completed it. So we had one of our employees who lives up there, Mrs. Fortune, it's a Cincinnati company, go eat there. And sure enough, the guy ate there and went through the process and they never had him redeemed. They said, oh yeah, we got it. No worries. We got it in our point of sale. So we had to call the client, let them know some miscommunication, how to redeem it. We think we're somewhere in the 30 to 35 number on the redeems here. So it's actually a pretty good redemption percentage. It's probably closer because you figure if we've got 30 and it's at 16, we've got $800 in sales for $100 cost all day long, baby. So that one's going pretty solid. But that was a number where we realized that the redemption percentage was off, that what it should have been. Okay, this is huge. This is pretty awesome. I'm pretty stoked about this one. This is our best customer ever. This is their dashboard. They started with us the last week of July last year. So they're 11 weeks shy of 11 months with our program right now. They've spent with us, they have 6 locations. They're a casual dining pizza restaurant. They've spent $24,983 with us and with Facebook. So that's probably about 50-50, Facebook and then us. If you look at that $24,900, typically with most marketing companies would get you the impressions, the engagements over here. Now, one, you might get 1 million impressions. You might get a lot of shares. You sure as heck aren't getting 18,000 engagements, but we do. This 18,000 engagements led to 15,862 opt-ins down here, and then 15,600 opt-ins on email. What that means is we have some people that opted in via Messenger but didn't give us their email. We just started doing phone number and birthday with this client early this year. And one thing we found, I used to do phone number, email, everything 3-4 years ago. Then we got away from it, went the easiest route, the least amount of friction, which was email and Messenger. And what I learned is that you don't want to be married to one communication form. And so we started going back and transitioning a lot of our clients to email, phone number, birthday, Messenger. And it's amazing because when you ask for it and you give them a great offer, people give you the info. We've had like 92% of people give us their info since we started this, all the items. So we're at, you can see, good numbers here. But look at this number up here. So this 24 grand got them 1 million impressions, almost 18,000 engagements, 411 shares, a $6.64 cost per 1,000, which you're comparing that to media. There you go. But it also got them 15,000 opt-ins. On top of that, it drove 8,896 redemptions for $314,000. The potential annual impact of this program at 6 visits, these 45% redemption rate. That's another key element. This is a casual dining pizza joint. 45% of the people that have opted in, they saw a Facebook ad or Instagram, they stopped, they engaged. Once they engaged, they opted in through Messenger. And then 45% of them that did that walked in the restaurant and spent on average check $35. You take that 45% times 6 visits at $35 a pop, it's $1,080,000 in revenue. Our most successful campaign ever. Clients crushing it. Over here to the right, pretty cool. 56% of customers told us they were lost, that they hadn't come in a while, that they were rarely coming to the restaurant. 36% said they frequent customers, and 8% new. This is something we're working on. This is a heritage brand, 20-year-old brand in these markets, but I want to get that 8% up because I know there's more people in that market that are not eating there. So we got to get that number up. That to me is low. That needs to be about 15%. So that is that client. I think I've got 2 more to show you, 1 more to show you. This is the same client. Never mind. This is their email. Okay, cool. Let me go back to my screen and unshare. So that's what we do. That's what we attempt to do, is understand what's going to help restaurants gain attention, use the attention to gain a database, use the database to drive sales. And then once we drive sales, then we hand that database off to the customer, or the customer has us handle the email marketing, text marketing, retargeting marketing to that database. If you're interested in finding out if this will work for you, if you're a restaurant, go to roiexperts.net, or you can click the link in this and schedule an appointment. It's what we do. We'd love to have a conversation with you. We're pretty open on how we do it, pretty open on what we do. Our programs start at $497 a month and go up from there. We've got a lot of options to help small businesses. We have 1 location ice cream shops, 1 location pizza shops, 100 location brands. We have all sorts of brands. High end. We have one of our best performing clients this past year. Before COVID, it was a high end restaurant. $50, $60 a plate. So we've got a lot of different ways we can help restaurants through what we do, and it's really unique and it's trackable. It lets you see what you spent and what you got. So that's all I got. I'm out. That's my first live post vacation. I'll see you around.